At WorldVeg, my colleagues and I, we were involved in 4 different crop conservation strategies, including the cucurbit, which includes a lot of different cucurbits, from pumpkin to bittergourd, loofah gourd, cucumber. Then eggplant, and not only the brinjal eggplant, but also African eggplant and the leafy nightshades, which are all part of the eggplant gene pool. The vignas, which consist of cowpea, yardlong bean, mung bean, and other vigna crops. And then we have, of course, also pepper, capsicum, where we have the hot pepper and the bell pepper. Now, what is the value of these crop conservation strategies for the contracting parties of the International Plant Treaty? The first reason is that these strategies help to raise awareness among contracting parties to invest more in investing in the basis of these crops, meaning conserving the crop diversity so that we can produce better for more resilient food systems. The second reason why it's important for the contracting parties is that these strategies raise awareness to start sharing germplasm, to start sharing seed of these crops, because countries are interdependent on each other, on the genetic resources. So in order to develop better varieties, more nutritious varieties, more climate resilient varieties of cucurbits, of pepper, of mung bean, of cowpea, of eggplant, is sharing germplasm seed between countries. Now, many of these crops, traditionally contracting parties were not sharing seed because the International Plant Treaty was initially established to share seed for staples, to get our calories now. But with the nutrition crisis, with the triple burden of malnutrition, it's really important to develop more and better nutritious crops and varieties. So sharing germplasm of these vegetables is really essential. The third reason why this is important for contracting parties is that it provides a roadmap on what to do in terms of conservation. The beauty of the conservation strategy is that it provides a clear roadmap on what to conserve where. So where are the collecting gaps, how many accessions are conserved in which gene banks need more capacity strengthening or support in getting better infrastructure. So in the African Vegetable Biodiversity Rescue Plan, we are going to use these crop conservation strategies, focusing because cucurbits, vigna and eggplant are very important crop gene pools in terms of African vegetable biodiversity. Eggplant, the eggplant gene pool in Africa is very rich. Many wild relatives to our eggplant are from Africa, and there are many different cultivated eggplant species across West, East and Southern Africa that are being consumed locally. The same with the cucurbits, and also pepper is an important crop across Africa. And of course we have our cowpea, bambara groundnut, so all these crop conservation strategies are very important, and it allows to target which country and which crop to invest as part of this African Vegetable Biodiversity Rescue Plan. In order to implement the strategies effectively, the first thing what contracting parties can do is support the endowment fund for long-term conservation of these crops. That is the first and most straightforward way to support the implementation of these crop conservation strategies. These can be national collections and can be international collections, such as the International Vegetable Germplasm Collections at the World Vegetable Center. The second point what contracting parties can do is support the African Vegetable Biodiversity Rescue Plan and also the Global Vegetable Biodiversity Rescue Plan, which is expanded towards other hotspots of vegetable genetic resources in Asia and Latin America, so that we can implement these crop conservation strategies of cucurbits, pepper, eggplant and the vignas. The African Vegetable Biodiversity Rescue Plan is demand-driven and led by countries. So these countries are contracting parties of the FAO Plant Treaty. So by implementing the African Vegetable Biodiversity Rescue Plan, they also implement the conservation strategies of these targeted crops.